If anyone ever tells you crazy, it probably means they don't have the balls to do what you're about to do. Follow your dreams and work hard. Eventually, they're gonna catch up with you. Hi everyone, welcome to part number 3 of my BMW M5 project car. I'm very excited today because this video we're gonna show the most transformation happening to this car. The first time that the engine is started, the first time I'm driving off the garage, and if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to put a quarter mile video that I've done with Draghi, and we're gonna find out how fast this car is. Grab a coffee, grab a beer, have some snacks, sit down to watch what I think is one of the most exciting videos of the channel. Let's go for it! Now, if you're new to the channel and haven't watched the previous videos, let me quickly introduce you to my 2019 M5 competition. A car that I bought from the auctions with a salvage title and had the intentions to build it into a track car. This crash-damaged BMW arrived to me with a blown engine, and most of its pieces were actually in the back seats. On video number 1, we stripped the remaining of the engine and came up with a plan on how to rebuild it. That led us to video number 2. We are not fixing this car. On video number 2, I presented you guys with a crazy idea of changing the chassis or the shell of the car in order to bring it back to the road. And to do so, we got this road registered 520i and stripped it completely, leaving only the doors and some of the body panels and windows. And now we're going to strip this beautiful car to the very last bolts. There's going to be absolutely nothing attached to it other than, well, maybe the trunk because it's a bad and damaged one and some little bits and pieces, but the idea is to get absolutely everything off this car because that's going to be transferred to another one. Now, rather than removing the parts from the M5 and placing them onto the 520, there is a certain order to be observed here. When cars are in the production line, the main wiring harness is usually one of the first parts to be installed. Then all the electrical components and the other parts are attached or connected to it. With that in mind, our focus here is to remove whatever parts are necessary in order to free the main harness and then move it over to the 520i. And as you can see, I'm putting a label and try to identify everything just in case I need some help when it's time to put it all back together. The wiring harness quality in this car is really good, however, I still want to do whatever I can in order to protect and organize it. I decided to wrap some of these parts and isolate them into sections such as front left, front right, rear fuse box, rear bumper, internal roof section, and a few others. That will make carrying the complete harness and laying it onto the other car a much easier process. This is the entire wiring harness of an F90 M5. Now it's going to go back in on the 520. Wow, that was heavy. Well, it's pretty late, I'm not gonna lie, but we need to get the job done. It took me a few hours to organize the wiring harness throughout the chassis, and now it's time to put the car back together. Assembling the car back together onto the new chassis was actually much easier than I thought it was gonna be, and that's probably because everything was still fresh in my mind. Now, we were progressing really fast until, well, it all came to a halt. Okay, we hit a roadblock, massive one. I'm not gonna lie to you, I knew this was there since day one. I was just avoiding and waiting until the last minute, and the last minute is now. We transferred all the wiring harness from the F90 M5 onto the 520, and my hope was there would be some sort of connectors or some sort of wiring for the sunroof, because obviously the F90 M5 has a carbon fiber roof and the 520i does have a sunroof. So I was trying to avoid having to take the roof off the F90 M5, because the very little research that I've seen, the very little information I've seen on the topic, people say is a nightmare of a job. So I was hoping I was able to retrofit the sunroof of the 520i onto the electronics of the M5, but that's not going to be the case. It's going to be a nightmare to run the wires. Even though the car is stripped out, but we're gonna have to recode it onto the control modules. I thought it was just a matter of plugging things in and doing the coding. It's not gonna be as easy as that. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. We're gonna have to chop the roof off the F90 M5. I've seen people doing it on the E92 M3s, the ones that did have a carbon fiber roof. Everyone that's done this job say, do not do it, do not do it. I have a friend who is a panel beater. I call him and say, look, I want to take the roof off the F90 and put onto the 520i. And guess what he say? He say, do not do it. So let's just do it. The carbon fiber roof is glued to the chassis, and we had to remove both front and rear windscreen in order to reach that glue. Cutting it off was a tedious job that requires lots of patience. Oh my god! Let's just keep going. Now we can access exactly where we want to cut. Alright, when I mentioned that we need a lot of patience to do this, it's like a lot. So we are halfway through removing the roof of the 520i. That's obviously a steel roof. The carbon roof of the M5 has already been removed. I spent the past 4 or 5 days just getting that thing off. It's very delicate. You have to be very careful not to break anything. Now for this one, well, I have to be very careful is not to scratch the car, because the roof panel, I don't care. That's gonna be garbage anyway. But there is a lot of glue everywhere, and scraping these things off, and I need a rest. Well, the good news is that after just a little while, things start to flow very well again. The roof was off, and now it's time to start assembling. And that completes a successful installation of a carbon fiber roof. I'm not gonna lie, it turned out to be really good. Now moving on to the next part, we're now dealing with the engine. It has been fully assembled and is sitting on top of the subframe. Now what I've just done is I filled that up with oil, and we're gonna crank it a few times to build up the oil pressure. I like to do this while the engine is still out of the car, because it's much easier for me to install the spark plugs, injectors and the remaining wiring harness. So we crank the engine a few times and then it's ready to go into the car. The fuel tank for both cars had a different part number, and although they look pretty similar, I knew the fuel pump was actually different. So rather than removing the pump and trying to reinstall onto the other tank, I just removed the tank out of the M5 and transferred the whole thing onto the 520. The front parts have just come back from the paint shop and they look awesome. No more two-color car. It is now my turn to try to fit them and see if everything is going to align properly. Once we reconnect the battery, we need to clear some of those 173 errors, reinitialize all the drivetrain module, and the engine should be ready to start. Okay, so it's been several months. I don't have a microphone. I'm actually quite excited trying to finish everything up, and today is going to be the day. Actually, right now is going to be the time that we're going to find out if the engine is going to start or not. I'm already having issues straight off the bat because the batteries that I have, they are not lithium battery and they are already running a little bit low. So I don't even know if there's going to be enough power to crank the engine, but that's what we're going to find out. So is it going to start or is it going to blow? Let's see. It's not going to blow, I know. There are some moments in life which stay engraved in our mind forever, and this was certainly one of those. We bought this car sight unseen with a blown engine and absolutely no idea of the parts we were going to find inside. I fully rebuilt the engine, then shifted the entire car onto a new chassis, and to hear the engine running for the very first time is quite an achievement for me. But we're not out of the water yet. We still have a bunch of coding to do, bleed the brakes, replace all the door cards and fit the wheels. Then we're going to find out if the car actually drives. Then after a very long day, it was time to drive it for the first time. Okay, let's wrap it up. It's been just over a month since the engine first started. The garage is a mess, as you can see, because we've been working on this car, we've been driving this car on a daily basis. We managed to fix all the other bits and pieces that were left behind. We serviced the transmission, the transfer case, the differentials. We got to make sure that everything was immaculate, and at the end of the day, we just have 2 arrows left, which are for the rear passenger door. That's for some of the LEDs inside. I did order a new wiring harness, but it's going to take about a month to come from Germany. Not very bothered with that. But bottom line is, I managed to put 1,500 kilometers in this car already. So I've been taking the kids to school, I've been coming to work every day, driven through the national parks, and that would ensure that the engine goes through the braking process correctly. Once we've done that, I started to push it a little bit hard. Yesterday I had a chance to do something I promised you guys in the beginning of the video, which is find out how fast this car is, and well, I've done so. I've taken to the drag race, and that's gonna be the video coming up next. Now, just before I go, I wanna thank you guys for watching this video, and I wanna ask for a big favor as well. Most of the people watching this video is not subscribing to the channel yet. If you could, please click on the like button and subscribe to the channel. You also can get notified for the next time I post an update on these cars. It's a kind of a win-win. Without further ado, let's find out how quick this car is.